So we might finally have our answer to how many houses short are we. We've talked in prior videos about 5 million, 3 million, 6 million. It appears now that there's 7 million homes short for the U.S. housing market. That's how many more houses are needed versus what the current inventory is. How do they calculate that? They calculate that by how many people actually need homes that really can afford and move into households. How did that shortage happen? Well, it all started back in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002. There were some laws passed that made it easier for people to get mortgages if they did not qualify. So a lot of people bought houses that maybe couldn't normally get a mortgage. Some people bought 2 or 3 homes and they either flipped them or rented them out or maybe kept them empty. And then you had the housing crash in 2008. In that housing crash, you saw a lot of these homes become foreclosed and they were off the market. The more insidious effect of that is builders stopped building. A lot of builders went bankrupt. A lot of them that had speculation homes couldn't sell the houses, so they stopped being a builder. So for the next 10 years, from about 2007 to 2017, builders were very, very gun shy about building homes. They built the bare minimum. A lot of times they didn't build speculation homes. They only built homes that were pre-sold. So you had this housing shortage build up over a decade, really more than that. And then you had COVID in 2019 and 20, where people were wanting to buy homes that were renters, and you had this inventory shortage. That's the combination, the perfect storm of events. What about starter homes? It's an important factor. Here's another article. Are we finished with starter homes? What in the world happened to the starter home? Low square footage, relatively cheap, and not full luxury, but at least livable. This one home that's for sale for $800,000 is 776 square feet. It was purchased 20 years ago for $300,000. Now, even 20 years ago, that was not a starter home, 300 grand. But there are no starter homes now. If you want to buy any kind of decent house in most markets, you're going to spend $500,000 or $600,000. So what do? We've talked about it in other videos. I think the best suggestion, advice is buy the cheapest house you can stand, even if it's not your dream home. That way you're in the housing market and you can ride that wave. What about the housing crisis? National Association of Home Builders. This is right in your industry. Sky high home prices and housing shortages are here to stay. Here to stay. That's the key word. Unless the U.S. follows one way out, and that's building its way out. Of course, Association of Home Builders CEO is going to say that you should be building, but we should be building. So if there's 7 million homes short, right? How many homes per state is that? That's an average of 150,000 homes per state on average. Some states are a little smaller, some are bigger. So whatever state you're in, compared to the average, take 150,000 and adjust it accordingly, and you'll find out how many homes need to be built. How can you get in on that as a builder? Well, maybe not. Here's a guy in Boston. He's building an army of robot construction workers. This guy has a company called Suffolk, and he's created a robot construction company, starting with commercial. And the reason why commercial is a more cookie cutter, because the floor plans on commercial are the same for one floor to another on a multi-story property. Once he works at all the bugs, he's going to apply it to residential. So that's what's happening in the construction market. It's on the surface, it looks like every other market cycle. You see houses, you see homes being built, you see Tyvek, you see all these things happening. But then again, this may be different. Starter homes don't exist, so first-time buyers can't get into the market. Interest rates are still high, bumped up again. They backed down a little bit a few months ago, but now they're back up. And you have robot construction workers. What does that mean for the building industry, for the real estate industry, and for construction professionals as a career path? I know you have an opinion about that. Let us know in the comments.